How does it make you feel when you hear what is a real man?
Like one of the good brothers said, it's no certain type of man. There's no physical makeup to be exactly this one type of man. I think a man, we come in all shapes, forms, and sizes. We made of all different ingredients. You know, we are like traditional at times or non-traditional. And when I say traditional, we follow the footprints of our father. He was, a working man, a religious man, a conscious man. Some people who don't have fathers, so we got to go the untraditional route where we do what society tell us to do. If I'm born in the ghetto or in a certain type of then I'm going to act that way. I'm going to have multiple women. I'm not going to be a good father. I'm not going to take on a job or profession. I'm going to, do what the guys in my neighborhood do. Or you can break that cycle and do the opposite, what the people do, just so you can be what your father wasn't or what the people who you look up to wasn't. So, I mean, you can do it in different ways. Me, I try to bridge that millennial gap because I'm not my father and my father isn't me. The things I have to go through, I have to go through. I'm quite sure he did what he had to do in order to be the man he is, but to me, I have to do it a little different. I'm born 76. This is 2020, so the gap is different. Got to make more money. You have to spend more time with your kids. You have to be aware of what you want to put into your children. It's just completely different. Me, I feel as though if you can hold yourself accountable, if you can take care of your family and be a provider and do a decent job with raising your children, I think you're a man all day.
I gotta just say, offer your answer. The ghetto. The ghetto ain't bad for everybody.
Okay.
It's how people look at it. We get some strong people out the ghetto. We get strong ideas, and everything. The ghetto is a quote unquote word that people use for something that is less than what they have.
Okay.
So it's how you look at the ghetto. It's not all bad. And also, you said with the father, how they had to do certain things in their time to provide is definitely a good thing. And it's definitely different now. But when you don't have that father figure, a lot of people go to that grandfather, uncle, or other family member before they go to the streets, which is a blessing. Yes. Hopefully, they can get that. But when they do have to turn to the streets, again, and I'm not pulling all the negative out of what you're saying, but the streets don't always turn people bad. Some get the best out of the streets because they do the opposite, like you said, with your father, where you won't do the negative things, but you definitely pull the negative and did positive to flip it. And I'm just bringing this up so that people don't think that it's just bad things coming out of the ghetto and not getting what you need to be so successful from your family, but going to the streets, because the streets pulled a lot of people out. Mm-hmm. So, definitely good question though. Good answer though. Appreciate it.
I would like to just say, like, for me, when we heard the term ghetto, we always thought creative. We couldn't afford a skateboard. We'd take some wood pieces and put some wheels up under there and just slide on down the hill somewhere. We couldn't go sledding or skiing. We couldn't afford to go to certain places. We made our own fun. We didn't have trampolines. We used dirty mattresses that was thrown out.
Yes.
We didn't have basketball court. We didn't have basketball courts, so we took milk crates, cut it out when we were shooting. That's why we got that jump shot. That's just water, So it's we make the best of what we have, and they called it ghetto, but it's again, like he was saying before, it's not always what you say, but it's how it's said. And society knows this because you can use any word and you can use it to beat somebody down with it, or you can use it in a loving way. You know, so it depends on the energy you put behind it. So
definitely, and that's one reason why I wanted to just pull out of that.
But
Yeah,
I think y'all also missed when I said other environments.
No, I didn't miss
And
it. I just brought clarity. That's all.
But what I was saying is, we become products of our environment.
True.
And that's what I'm saying. If you grow up in the ghetto,
right?
You know what I mean? You might look at that as that's where you should be left at in the ghetto, or you have no other place to go. I'm going to be here forever. I'm born and raised. I'm going to be on these corners, be out here. You know what I mean? You can be in the suburbs and still get it wrong.
See, I follow what you're saying.
1,000% we do. It's just that, you know, we don't want others to take and look at it just on that one
word.
night. Yeah.
So,
right. So that's all. But yeah, you're on point.
I follow what you're saying, and which is why I started out with the word being subjective, because there are people who grew up in the hood and call themselves ghetto, and you know the way they perceive themselves as being a real man. So that's why I said it's subjective. It's what it is. It's what it means to you. But I think probably the one thing that we can agree on, however we all look at it, you got to be trustworthy. And you know, you just have to be a dependable person, and that's what people look at. However you look at it, wherever you grew up at, whatever your perception of a real man is, you know, you have to be trustworthy and dependable, and people will go from there about how they look at you.
Is that where that saying come from? Your word is your bond.
We can say that for the sake of the relationship realness. Yeah,
that's a good quote.
We said it here. That's right.
Because it still says it there. Word is bond. Yeah.
That's right.
Say what you mean what you say.
There we go.
Cool. Anything else? So that's good. That's good.
That's good. That's solid.